to Cold Offer Masterclass, making offers that are so good your leads beg you to work with them in some capacity. In this, I am going to go over what makes a great offer. I'm going to be going over the new offer that we most recently launched. But this is not a sales pitch. This is just genuinely teaching you about offers so you can make your business better and make more money and donate to charity and end world hunger and just be happier. So no sales pitch, just doing this honestly for content because I'm selfish like that and because I like talking about this. I have taught a lot of different classes on offers and I mean business in general. This is not going to be that. I'm going to give you a scrappy framework. We're going to try to keep this under 15 minutes so that you just have what you need to know to go make great offers. I'm going to give you my 4-step framework. We're going to make this useful. I could go off on the deep end on offers. It's quite literally probably the most important thing when you're running cold traffic. We're just going to make this easy. So jump right in. And then after, feel free to ask questions. If you are watching this live on YouTube, even if you're not watching it live, you can drop questions there. I've also got my homies on with me live. They'll ask a ton of questions after, I'm sure. But wherever you're at, ask questions because I'm always so happy to answer them. So I think there's 4 acts in this, 4 parts. And I just want to go over a couple quick things before I get into my framework. So we used to always talk about how, your offer is just super important and it's it's going to really put you over the top. Those days are over. When you're running cold traffic, your offer is all you have left. It is literally the only thing. It's the only lever that you can pull. Unless you have some massive warm audience that you're leveraging, this is it. There's all these tools and systems and AI, and the game has just gotten better where everyone's competent now, right? When I first started running ads, I feel like everybody, in the nicest way possible, was such an idiot. It was easy. I mean, running Facebook ads in 2012 was like, I used to tell people like you could put a picture of poop on the internet and people are just going to give you money. And it honestly might have been true. It's not like that anymore. You have to offer good things. You have to then do all the things after, like good speed to lead, good lead nurture, good sales processes, good fulfillment, doing good work, reselling, increasing your LTV. You have to do all these things, right? That like doing the things that used to put you over the top are now just a buy-in to play the game. But we're not talking about those things. Today we're talking about offers. So let's talk about it. Okay. When we talk about an offer, I like using the ugly ad test because if you can portray how good your offer is with a really ugly ad and it still prints, probably onto something. And this is something you can even do as a hypothetical, right? Because I know when I first started running ads and even honestly like a decent way through my marketing career, to be completely honest, I thought of marketing, I thought of ads as like, how pretty can I make this? Can I make this this creative, right? How cool of a video can I make? Like we've all seen something where we're like, holy crap, like that ad must print because it's the coolest thing you've ever seen. Creative, like making really nice creative with bad offers and bad copies is just a marketer jerking off. It is a waste of time. Now, pairing good creative with good offers is awesome, but the offer is more important than creative, and I will die on that hill and I will fight somebody to the death on that. So the question I'll always ask is, would this offer still print if the creative was crap or was ugly or was boring or was mundane or it took away all the bells and whistles that trick people into buying? Because if the answer is yes, you've got a great business, you've got something you can scale. If the answer is no, making better ads is not going to save you. Maybe it bumps up your click-through rate a little bit. Maybe it gives you all these different vanity metrics. Maybe it brings your cost per lead. I don't know. Probably won't do that. But it definitely won't save your business. So there's 4 questions that we want to answer to determine if we have a good offer and really to build a good offer. What exactly do I get? Okay, so this is from the point of view of your leads and customers. What exactly do I get? How fast do I get it? How sure am I that this will work, be successful, etc.? And what do I have to do? Right, that's it. That's the 4 questions. Let's just dive into each one. Right. So first is what do I get? This is an actual specific outcome. There are so many great marketers that teach about mechanisms and turning something into a unique mechanism. Yeah, that can be great. It's at this point in 2026, as I'm recording this, it's probably great when you're selling to a solution and probably even product unaware market. Like if you're just selling to idiots, right? So if you're selling a biz op offer, if you're selling like a get rich quick scheme, if you're selling to children, if you're unethical, if you're a terrorist, yeah, like mechanizing everything might work. Otherwise, just sell the outcome. Sell what people actually want. Stop trying to make it so much harder than it has to be. And if you're saying, oh, well, they don't want the outcome, great, then sell them a better outcome. But sell them real things. Stop trying to mechanize everything. Make a mechanism out of every single thing. Okay, sell the vacation, not the plane ride. I know a lot of people, this seems to resonate where, when you go to Hawaii, nobody brags about how awesome the plane ride was. They don't, right? It's actually terrible. I've never been. I can assume it's terrible. I've been on some pretty long plane rides. They all stink. But they tell you about how awesome the trip was. So in this scenario with your offer, right, the vacation is the outcome. What it's going to take to get there, right, your features, nobody really cares. Right? Yeah, we use ethically sourced paint from what? Bro, I want a blue wall. Can you come do that next week? Right? Or yeah, we grow your business by, pushing these three knobs on the SEO button, and then Joe over here, he kind of just like, rubs it. No, stop. We're going to help you make more money. Does that sound good? Great. Here's how it's going to work. Right? If a fifth grader gets it instantly, you're in a good spot, because confused people don't buy. They don't, right? How could they buy something they don't understand? I was looking at somebody's ads earlier today, and these ads were beautiful. I thought they were awesome. And I'm a professional marketer. I had no idea what they were selling. I had to sit there and like study it. And I'm like, so this business does remodeling, I think. They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. It should be so painfully obvious the second I look at it what you do and what benefit I'm going to get from what you do. Next is how fast. All right, speed is the part of the promise, especially if you're trying to go up market and sell to wealthier people or businesses. Time is money. So name a real time frame. All right, these vague timelines kind of read as like never. They read as I don't believe it. They read as like it might work, it might not. Then the faster the win, the higher the price. Anytime you sell something as a service, what is the quickest win you can give somebody? And I don't mean like how do I reframe this? I'm not trying to say that you should just like give them a quick win and then you're done. But in the process of things you will do for them or with them or whatever your service might be, what is that one win that we can give them? Because that is that validation that they made the right decision. Right? The second that receipt hits, the second that money, man, I got like indigestion right now. The second that money leaves their bank account, they're kind of like, okay. But the second they get a win, it's that validation that they made the right decision, because they're kind of looking for validation one way or the other. Like, was this the right decision? Did I do the right thing? Especially when you sell something that's higher ticket. The second you give them a win, right? So give them wins, and the more wins and the faster wins you get them, the higher you can charge, right? How sure am I? This is where we start talking about risk reversals, right? The classic offer formula that I've taught, I've heard a lot of people teach is like, we will get you this outcome in this time frame, or this risk reversal will happen. And that's this part right here. The big thing for a long time was like, we'll get you XYZ outcome or you don't pay. And a lot of times that meant like, hey, you pay up front, and then if this laundry list of impossibilities doesn't happen, then we'll refund you. Like, it was kind of a just BS promise. A lot of like online businesses will make these, and don't get me wrong, they still work. They book calls. Like that kind of offer just exists to book a call. It's not going to help your sales process though, because people aren't stupid. Here's my thesis on this, right? The new way to do this is no longer going to be, if you really want to succeed in a brand new offer, like these offers that are just going to print in the next couple of years, it's no longer going to be, hey, if we don't do this, you don't pay. Basically meaning like, hey, if we don't do this, we're going to refund you. No more. Now it's going to be, hey, I just got you this win already. Do you want more of these? And I'll talk about the offer we're launching. But it's literally going to be like, hey, we just did this for you already. Want us to do it again? You can pay us if you want to. But when we're still talking about like, how sure am I? How sure is the client, the customer? Right? Someone's carrying the risk. There's always risk involved. Make it you, not them. At least as much as you can perceive from their point of view that you're carrying the risk and not them, the better the offer is going to be. And what do I have to do? Now, if your service is truly done for you, lean into that. Right? If you are, I like a lot of home services. Yeah, it's done for you. Like they don't have to do anything, but lean into that. There's all these things that happen in your offer that to you are normal, but other people don't know that. I've seen a few people crush it with an offer where the thing they're basically talking about is like, yeah, we'll I don't know, like trying to give an example. Let's say a marketer were to say, yeah, when we run your ads, we're also gonna we're also gonna launch the creative too. And as a marketer, I'm like, well, that's dumb. Like that kind of comes with it. But somebody who's not a marketer they have no clue, right? They're like, oh yeah, wow, they're gonna do the creative too. That sounds great. Sometimes actually just sharing what you're doing, it like can be that impactful. Now I'm not talking about always just feature dumping, but you live it every day. You got to make sure you see it from your client's point of view. So, anyways, there's a little bit of a aside there. Make it as simple as possible. If you do something where they do have to take action, make that action seem like it's risk free, it's simple, and they can do it with no hesitation, no problem. Guarantees, right? We talked about it a little bit. I already alluded to this, but that old fix was the money back guarantee, right? And what would happen is, gosh, this is like it's like hurts me to talk about these because I have bought so many things that have done this where it's like, yeah, we guarantee this is going to happen. And then you get in and I had bought, I'll just say it, who cares? I had bought Sales Team Accelerator from Cole Gordon. That guy is a savant. He's also a narcissist. He's also full of shit. And usually his team is too. And basically they have like a guarantee where it's like, hey, well, our sales team, the sales members that we place in your business will perform or you don't pay. Well, they didn't perform. I gave them 12 months to try to perform. They still didn't perform. I asked for my money back and they gaslit me and then blocked me. Don't be that business owner. I don't say this to complain. I can care less. In fact, I probably learned more from that bad experience that I've learned from a lot of good experiences in my life. But that's the old way of doing something, right? Offering a money back guarantee that has all these stipulations that somebody's never going to get. Don't do that. I really think the new way of doing this is going to be demonstrating first, whether that's a free trial, whether that is, if you're doing some type of cold outbound, you're not even running ads, you can literally just say, hey, we actually built this for you. What do you think? All right, maybe you have a marketing agency that helps people on YouTube. Hey, we wrote you this script. And if you record it, we'll actually edit this video for you completely free. And all you got to do is jump in a call and go over it with us. What do you think? Social media manager, same thing, right? Hey, I actually audited your profile. I found a few things. Here, like literally, here they are. There's a couple more that I think would make sense for me to like show you in person. Do you want them? Right? Just open a loop, have a conversation, but demonstrate first. I think that's going to be the way to do this going forward. That is the new guarantee. And then I alluded to this earlier, but I call this a 72-hour win rule, right? That remorse starts at the receipt, right? Giving somebody deliverables, homework. But a win says, hey, this is moving, right? That churn that you get 60 days later, 2 months in, 3 days in, whatever it may be, that starts in the beginning. That people don't just magically decide to churn 2 or 3 months in. They don't. Churn starts early. Give them early wins. Give them a great experience. It's pretty straightforward. I'm kind of saying obvious things, right? So I'll talk a little bit about how we made our offer because I think me reverse engineering it might help. And then let's just bring some people on the call and we can talk about their offers and we can put them together. So first, we started with the avatar, right? So this is a brand new offer, brand new business, by the way. So we started with who, because it is almost impossible to build a great offer if you don't know who you're building it for. So I'll actually just draw out exactly who we were doing it for. My background is obviously ads and marketing. And I really, really, really wanted to do this. I also wanted to, I've done a lot for like home service businesses. I thought maybe stay in that market. But then I thought, who have the best customers I've had been? Who are the people I enjoy the most? And who's it easiest to get great results for? And the answer to that is I am really good at online service businesses, like things that are online. So whether that's marketing agencies, whether that is like online services where your TAM is much larger, that's always been my bread and butter. Quite frankly, I've grown more of those businesses myself too. Like those are the businesses I've owned. But the golden goose is always people who already have organic traffic. Right? I know there's at least one person on this live call that I'm going to pick her brain that is a social media manager and runs organic along with paid ads, of course. And she'll tell you as well, when somebody already has warm organic traffic, a couple things happen. First, they probably already have a pretty good sales process because they've already gotten some shots on goal, right? You're not just launching after somebody who basically has no business. Second, they've already found their messaging, right? You don't get an organic following on accident. You get that because you are getting a lot of reps in and you're saying things that resonate with people. And then third, my favorite part, my chef's kiss, retargeting to those people. because most marketers, most business owners, but even most marketers don't know how to properly retarget to audiences. And when you do know how to do that, in like 30 seconds, I can walk into somebody's business and take a business that's doing $1 million a year and make it $2 to $3 million in like 30 seconds with a few sneaky things behind the scenes. So that's who we decided our avatar was. So that's number one, right? Pick the who, our avatar. Then I kind of weaved this in, but we found some pent up demand. Right? There's all these people that have, 25,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that are selling, albeit a lot of online services that can scale relatively easily, but they're not tapping into that audience in the right way. I shouldn't say in the right way, but they don't know how to tap into it without burning it. All right, and this was actually my story. I had my first business ever was a business I built in college. It was Trevor Rea training, and I had built a social media following because of the time I played Division I football, and then I signed a couple of modeling contracts. Which, yes, I know I'm old, I'm fat. It's kind of unbelievable, but if you Google it, don't Google it. But I had built a bit of a following, and I really didn't know what I was doing. So I would just like make these 2-step posts of like, yeah, I do personal training, whatever. And in college, I was doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month. I had one person show me how to do a call funnel and basically start setting up retarget ads. The first month, $80,000. The second month, $120,000. And it was like, oh, okay. But it wasn't because of some crazy thing they taught me on the marketing side. It's because I had pent up demand that I wasn't feeding into. So, anyways, that's our avatar in a nutshell. Um, this actually has nothing to do with our offer, but just as an aside, when we make those guarantees and promises, you can really only imply and promise, not guarantee it, unless it's something you have full control over. I guess this is how it ties in with us. So there's certain things we can guarantee if we are owning their marketing and sales. So for example, if somebody in this avatar is selling a digital product, there really is no sales process. Whereas like, let's say you're a roofer. Well, yeah, we gotta send somebody we got to send some guy out to do a free consultation. I really don't have any control over whether he sells or not. But if I'm just driving traffic to maybe it's a tech YouTuber who has he sells like Notion bundles. I have full control over the traffic I drive to that and the conversion percentage of what I drive to that. So I can literally offer guarantees to that person. Offering a guarantee to a roofer, I can imply things. Hard to give a hard guarantee. I mean, you can. It's just you're not going to fulfill on all of them. Um, so, anyways, that's how we developed our offer. And then I could walk you through our pricing, but honestly, I think it's still convoluted, and I think my partner and I need to workshop that. So, I'll hold on that. But one fun announcement before I bring on everybody to do the conversation part of this. We hired our first software engineer today. So that was kind of a cool notch in my belt as an entrepreneur, because I've probably hired, I'm sure, in the hundreds of people, but never a software engineer. And that was cool and intimidating, and a lot of money leaving my bank account all at once. Or it will, I guess it hasn't yet, but no, it's exciting. So celebrating little wins, I guess. So anyways, that's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's talk some shit now. Don't everybody speak at once.
That's great, man. I'll just start off by saying like it's just really funny because we met when I opted into your course, kind of the done for you, done with you course. I had the complete opposite experience of what you described. Like literally, dude, you so over delivered, it's unbelievable. Like just the training material on school alone. Like I learned so much about sales, go high level, like changed my life. And now you're doing all this for us, dude. Like just like the king of over delivering right here. Unbelievable.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Where was that when I was still selling it? No, I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
gave, yeah, I know. You always gonna be for a testimonial, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime.
I appreciate that, brother. For the people that come in and just take massive action, it's so much fun to show up for you. Um, Unfortunately, not everybody in like a done with you environment does that. That's just why I just can't do it anymore. But and that's why I'm like here doing these for free, because for the right people, like this energizes me. Like I could do this all day long, and I'm so happy to. So yeah,
This is the move, dude. I watch a lot of like Hormozy just doing his live Q&As, answering audience questions. Like he's been doing that for a while now, and it's just like that just gets me going, dude. So this
yeah,
is
guys, the
this is
goat.
what people want, man.
Yeah, I definitely take a lot of inspiration from what he does.
Yeah.
As a goat. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Any questions or anything? Anything I help you with today?
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I think so.
Well, yeah, you kind of, well,
Gets nervous. Yeah, no, I get it. Me too.
I was just gonna say, like, that was such a good point. I've heard this before, obviously, sell the vacation, not the plane. It's like I've got kind of a new offer out there, this little app thing that we're trying to do. And it's like, yes, I realize I'm getting bogged down with explaining the minutia of it when I should just be selling how much time we're saving people. That's it.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was that.
tell us about the app. Let's work on
Okay,
the
well,
offer.
basically, this was born out of a conversation I had with one of my other clients. They're a pretty big construction company. They do a lot of commercial, utility, land development type stuff. And he was telling me how, like, he's like, if you could solve this problem for me, I'll happily pay you for it. I'm like, okay. He said, so every time we get a project, we have to find the concrete people, the framers, the roofers, basically every single trade. We have to send out an email to each one of the people on our list. Like he's like, I'll send out like 100 emails. I spend hours every week, like hundreds of hours, like just on one project trying to get subcontractors, chase them down, get them to return a bid so that we can submit that and blah blah blah. So he's like, if you could figure out a solution to that, I'd happily pay you. I'm like, okay. So what we did is we just created an app, like an internal use app
Mhm.
that basically just coding with Claude and Kimi K3 basically just brought it to the point where now he's using it and he's actually using it on a pretty big project that they're doing where basically you build the project first, you build your subcontractor list, so you have all your subcontractors by trade, and then you build your project in the app and then you tag which trades you need, and it just boom, one button sends an invite to all of them, and then it like sends reminders every couple days saying like, hey, do we need your bid, hey, we need your bid, until they submit it. And so it's basically just eliminated that entire problem for them, and it's working. It's actually working in real life.
That's
So we're
awesome.
stress testing it on a smaller scale, and we have some people that are using it test like the dog food stage. I learned that term in all this, right? Where it's like having
Hmm.
people who are just friends of yours test it out before you go to market with it, but we're already trying to push it
Yeah,
out a little bit. So, but yeah,
that's
anyway,
awesome.
so it's a very handy tool. And
So the just so I can understand like the
yep,
problem you're solving first. So the somebody so there's a job that's going to go out. They need subs for it. So
yep,
they basically send out like an invitation to those people to make a bid on it.
correct. Yeah, so you need
Okay.
you need a bid for like the people to do. Like, say you have like 5 different concrete companies that you use on a regular basis, and you're going to go with the probably the best price. So if it's like the same job, you just send out one invite to 5 concrete companies, and then the one that's the lowest, you award them the bid, and then the other ones, it's like thanks, maybe next time. But it's like yeah,
Yeah.
and then it all gets managed right in the app there. Whereas before, he was sending like because he's got 167 contract subcontractors in his list right now. So it's like he
Yeah.
was sending out 100 emails, and then you don't even know, and then we have it to where it'll tell you if they read it or if they received it, and it's like
Wow.
so now and so yeah, before you wouldn't even know if they read it. So then you got to chase them down, send them another round of emails like, hey, did you see this? I need this due. It's due by Thursday. Blah blah blah. Like just a nightmare. So
Yeah.
it's like a full time job for multiple people, and now we just
Yeah.
basically took that off their plate.
Awesome. Well, I think that I mean that's what I would talk about then. Like
Yeah,
whoever's doing that now,
yeah.
because if it's the owner, it's going to save them time. If there's a
Yep.
full time person for it, it's like yeah, we're going to replace $5,000 a month of salary for a $99 subscription or whatever our
Well,
pricing is.
well, dude, it seems like the owner, one of the owners, was doing it, and he's like,
Yeah.
"This is taking all my time," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's not what you should
Yeah.
be doing at all." So,
So what's the offer right now?
well, okay, and then it's interesting because there are other companies that have this. They're kind of more like enterprise level software for like large construction firms that have similar things, but I think ours is actually way more streamlined, way easier. The person, like the subcontractor, doesn't need to even download the app or have a login or anything. It's all managed right through a web portal. But
Hmm.
anyway, so the offer is basically just 7-day free trial, and then you can get first month for $49, and then it's $99 after that. I don't know if that's too much.
Well,
And
so
then
those
after,
are those are all like financial parts of your offer,
oh,
right?
okay,
But
oh
what is
yeah,
like and those are great. I love giving them a try, but like
oh,
what is the
gotcha.
value proposition? Like what is somebody like if you and me are in an elevator, you're allowed to say
Yeah.
three sentences to me. How,
Yep.
and I'm a big time contractor. What are you saying to
Yeah.
me to make me before I get off the elevator go, holy shit, I need this.
Well, I would just ask, like, how much time do you spend trying to get bids from your subcontractors?
You don't get to ask me questions. You got to say 3
Oh, okay.
sentences.
Okay. Well, if you spend more than one click sending out 100 emails for subcontractor bids, then you need to try and get a bid because you can do it all in one click. All your
Boom.
subcontractors, boom.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we'll even let you try it free for 7 days.
You can let them try for free 7 days. Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. That's a good offer. Yeah. See, it's not like, it's really not rocket science, right? Like people try to make offers so damn convoluted. Like it's like, yeah, just tell like, oh, you have this problem, I have this solution, and I'm gonna let you try it for 7 days for free.
Yep.
What's the risk?
Yep.
Problem, solution, here's what's next.
Beautiful. Love it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. I like that idea too. To be honest, I'm not super familiar with the problem, so I'm not gonna sit here and
Yeah.
like be like, oh, rah, 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 like I don't know, but sounds cool.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
It'd
Cool.
be like
Who else
if you
has
needed,
questions?
yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like in your world, it'd be like if you needed like 1,000 different editors for 1,000 different projects, and you were trying to get a bid. So you had 1,000 projects, and you needed
Yeah,
a bid for each
nightmare.
one, and you'd have to email each individual company. But anyway, so it's just one click, boom. Anyway, you got
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the people that are getting the bids, is it still sending them emails, or is there now a different form of communication?
No, it's all managed via email, and I just got
Got
A2P
it.
set up. I learned how to do that from you, by the way.
Nice.
We got A2P set up, so now it sends also. So it's all like I had to build like an email server within the app using
Yeah.
Postmark and then Twilio for our
Nice.
A2P. And so basically, when they send out a bid request to a subcontractor, it'll email and text them say, "Hey, this construction company wants you to bid on this project, and here's all the info.
That's
Here's the
awesome.
blueprints, here's the schematics,
Yeah.
all the description of the project, and everything."
Yeah. I mean, you can probably even get to a point where, you get really good at basically selling it to the sub. We're like, hey, this is something you really want to bid on. Then
Yep.
you can probably help them build their pipeline of subs. So it's like kind of a relationship management for
Yep.
that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I could really see that.
Plus,
That's
the
awesome.
beauty of it too is like a lot of these subcontractors, they also are contractors that look for subcontractors. So
Oh,
it's just going to spread. So they have 167 subcontractors on their account. I'm sure maybe 10% of those at least would also benefit from having the app, and so it's just going to spread like wildfire. So there you go,
that's awesome, man. I love it.
self-replicating. So there you go. Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, of course, man. I was thinking of something. I forgot what it was. Yeah. Who else has questions? That's it? I get a night off? Oh, okay.
My questions are more around like retargeting. I think like I'm
Yeah.
in that stage where I'm just like I really want to learn how to master that
Yeah.
because I had heard in some of your like previous trainings like how powerful that can be. And for somebody that does some of these businesses that do a lot of good organic stuff, you're right. There's so much there that we could be tapping into.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want me to kind of walk you through it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's see. So I'll start on my whiteboard. I think that's probably the best place, and then we can actually just go into an ad account and look at it. So when we're talking about retargeting, a few different types of retargeting first. So there is, I'm trying to think. This is probably not the best way to do this. I should probably be typing. Oh well. I don't have the best handwriting when I'm drawing. Okay. So different types of retargeting. Actually, I don't think we need to whiteboard this. Let's just go into an ads manager. I'm overthinking it. Let's see. Let's go into ours. Oops, that was the wrong button. Let's go into this one. Okay, so inside of an ad account, right, we're going to go into audiences. So we'll go to audiences, and we're going to create an audience that we can retarget with. Now, there's a lot of different audiences we can retarget to. So if somebody just has a following, that can be retargeted to. If they have a customer list, that can be retargeted to. I'll kind of show you how we do that. So first, we need to create the audience that we want to retarget to. So we'll go up here. We will do a custom audience. Now, there's all these different sources we can pick from. So website would be if you've got a pixel set up. We can basically do activity off that. So I'll double click into this really quick. So based off the pixel that you're using, right? We can do website visitors. We can do people who have done specific conversion events, maybe somebody who became a lead or somebody who scheduled an appointment. Because it used to be we had to upload a list of these people, but I mean, if your pixel is properly set up, you can just scrape it from here because that information should already be back inside of Meta. Though I will say they only are going to save it for I think 90 days. So if you want to do like a longer term, like hey, I want to upload everybody who's booked a call with us in the last 2 years, that you'd probably want to upload that as a list. So that's one we can do. There would be app activity. I don't work with a ton of people that have proper apps set up in this way, so I'm not really going to go over that. Catalog would be more of an e-commerce, like so if you've got catalog engagement. Customer list. So any and it doesn't actually have to be customers, it can be leads as well, but any list you're going to upload is going to be here. So let's say, for example, I want to retarget. I have 10,000 people in my CRM and I want to retarget them. I would literally just download that CSV. So I'd go next here. I'd upload that list as a CSV. I don't have a list to do, but then you'll just map the fields and you call it a day. Then other things you can do, you can actually retarget in any type of engagement on social media. So like people who have interacted with your Instagram page. Let me go find mine, right? So people who have engaged with this account in the last 365 days, that'd be a wild list. There's also other things you can do, right? People who engage with a specific post, people who saved a post. I mean, it can get pretty dang granular. When we're talking about things that happen on Instagram or Facebook, the level of granular you can get is a lot more because basically there's no compliance for Meta. Like they're allowed to track pretty much anything that happens on their app. Not anything, but they can track a lot. It's harder for them for there to be like compliant tracking the second somebody leaves their platform. So the level of granularity you can get on there is much higher. Yeah, things that happen with the Facebook page, same thing as Instagram, or even down to video sources. This is actually one of my favorites. So you can pick people who have watched up to 3 seconds of a video, people who watch 10 seconds of a video, people who watched at least 25% of a video, people who watch 95% of a video, right? So let's say I want to retarget people who watched at least 50% of an ad that I ran, right? Because I know if they watched past the hook, they watched into the main body, there should be more intrigue there, right? I'd usually probably trim this down to like the last 30 days because, I mean, 365 days, might be getting outside of that. I'd name this, I'd describe it, I'd have to select a video, right? So maybe it's like, yeah, this video, the people that watched it for at least that amount of time, or maybe I want to select a bunch of them and combine them, and then I create that audience. Now, here's where I got to go back to the whiteboard. So basically, I set up that audience, and then you would just make that audience in the app. Here's where we got to go back to the whiteboard, though. You might be saying, Trevor, you just stumbled into a gold mine. Why don't we just retargeting? That's going to be our best traffic, right? Like if we're running $100 in ads, we would just spend all 100 on retargeting, right? Somebody answer me.
No.
No, why not?
Well, because you need like new ones to like continue feeding.
Yeah. Okay. Good answer. Right. So if we can only retarget an audience that exists, right? So if let's say you're getting, whether it's from paid ads, whether it's from organic, let's say you're getting 100,000 impressions every 30 days. In the organic world, that's not much, but we're just going to use it for the simple math. 100,000 impressions every 30 days. And let's say so we go run some retarget ads, and let's say we can get a $30 CPM, right? $30 CPM. CPM stands for cost per mille. This means we're paying $1,000. We're paying $30 for 1K impressions. Sorry, I kind of combined a couple different things there. All right, so $30, 1,000 impressions. Well, if I spent $100, right, I'd be getting 3,000 impressions roughly. Right, I'm kind of rounding there. But if I'm getting 100,000 impressions in 30 days, that means I'm averaging about 3K impressions. That means, holy crap, I'm retargeting every single person that's seeing this. Is that a good strategy? That's a trick question. It's not a terrible strategy, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That would be a very dense form of retargeting, right? But now let's look at this in a different way, right? Because this is with organic. And to be fair too, the people that engage with your profile, that could have literally been like somebody saw a reel for half a second and rolled through. Like, do we even want to retarget those people? Probably not, right? Because if we got 100,000 impressions, let's just go out on a limb and say that like 10,000 of these people are like, they would even remember you 24 hours later. And let's say there's a possibility that 2 to like 5K of these people would even be remotely interested in buying something from you. Great. So 2 to 5K. Well, now at $100, we're getting 3K impressions every day. That means we're hitting this whole audience every single day. So actually what's going to happen is the same people are going to see your targeting messaging every single day. And unless you have new creative literally for them every single day, they're going to be sick of seeing you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at this a different way now. So now let's say there is no organic and we're just going to run retargeting ads based on our like total ad spend. So now we're going to go back and say we have $100. This is where I was going to start with $100. We have a $100 budget. And let's say no retargeting ads exist. So we're getting that same $30 CPM. And I'm really rounding here. So I apologize for the people that are like the keyboard warriors in the comments making fun of my math, but this is going to get us about 3K impressions, right? Again, cost per melee is less for 1,000. That means we pay $30 to get 1,000 impressions. So we're getting roughly 3,000 impressions with our $100 of ad spend. Awesome. Same issue happens here. Well, if we have 3,000 people that we can retarget to, how many of these people can we now retarget to? Well, we can retarget to all of them. Great. The problem is, do we want to retarget to every single person who saw our ad? Probably not, right? Because our ad is top of funnel, right? So when you have a funnel here, right? So we'll draw a little funnel here. This is people all the way up at the top. They're like, I have no idea who you are. And the people down here are saying, yeah, I'm ready to give you money. Right? So I hate when people go tofu, or they're like tofu, mofu, bofu. What the fuck are you saying? Top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel. That's just like regurgitating terms. Like the level of LARPing when I hear that, I'm just like, knock it off. Like immediate block. Maybe I'm just a boomer now, but makes me want to throw up. Okay, so top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel. These CPMs are like let's just say this is truly top of funnel ads, right? You are running ads to a cold audience. Great. Do we want to retarget all 3,000 of these people that saw your top of funnel ad? I don't know. Probably not. Let's do a thought experiment here. Let's say we ran video ads. All right. Let's say we ran reels. You know, you're on there smiling, and you told people about, you gave them this great hook, and you told them how awesome your offer is. And you're like, hi, it's me. I have this. Oh, shoot, you flipped them off. Well, you shouldn't have done that. Okay. Well, let's say of these 3,000 people that saw this video, let's say half of them lasted through, so let's say 1.5K lasted through the first 3 seconds. All right, that's a 50% hook rate. That's actually pretty good. Great. Now let's say that half of these people lasted to 10 seconds. Right, so now you're at 750. No, you're at 850. Nope, you're at 750. 750. Ooh, it's getting to the end of the day. Math is getting a little bit hard. So you're at 750, right? And that's just the people who made it to 10 seconds. Well, let's say this is a 40-second video, and you didn't even make an offer until 30 seconds in. Mm-hmm. Do we want to retarget these 750 people that don't even know what the offer was? Probably not, right? Because retargeting, we're talking about something that's pretty bottom of funnel. Top of funnel is like they just experienced your ad. Middle of funnel is they probably heard your offer. Bottom of funnel is like, hey, now they didn't accept your offer, but now we want to make it again. Right? So now when we start looking at, you know what, the level of people, the number of people that made it to 30 seconds, shit, maybe it was only 200 of them. Okay, great. There's 200 people. We can't go spend all 100 people. We can't like split this in half and say, hey, I'm going to put $50 in top of funnel, because that's going to mean we get 1.5 here. You know, we do all the math through here. Great, only 100 people heard your offer. Well, $50 spent to retarget 100 people is really stupid, right? It wouldn't work. It would. The sad thing is, if you set up a retargeting audience, Meta would let you spend $50. It would just charge you more to get in front of these people. It's either going to put like 100 ads in front of the same people, or it's just going to charge you an insane amount of CPMs for it, because these are all open bidding platforms. So one way or the other, it's going to screw you. So what we found is typically, this is for cold traffic, right? If you have warm traffic, the limit does not exist, right? But if there's cold traffic, you can usually spend between 5 and 10% of your total budget retargeting. If you have no warm audience, you will never get above 10%. I don't believe it's possible. Maybe somebody's a better marketer than me. They're probably out there, but I can't think of how you would do that, right? But 5% is like probably the minimum. You want to probably spend at least 5% of it. The caveat to this is if you're spending less than $100 a day, personally, I probably wouldn't even worry about retargeting. Like you just need more top of funnel right now. Like not even top of funnel because you're probably running middle funnel ads, candidly. But I wouldn't worry so hard about doing retargeting, like because at the end of the day, 5% of 100, that's $5. Right? Are we going to waste a bunch of time setting up a $5 retargeting ad? I'm not going to fight you. I mean, if you really want to do it, you can, but it's not going to even become statistically relevant until you start spending at least, let's say, $10, $15, $20. So once we get over $100, that's when I'll start messing around with retargeting. And this is per day. So, okay, I know I went way off in the deep end on this. I made some beautiful drawings. What question do you have, Bertha?
Okay, so going back to targeting the people that have watched your video more than, let's say, 25%. So I heard about this strategy where there's this person that does 1 to 3 minute ads. She runs them and then she retargets to just anybody that has watched more than 25% just because that video is longer. And so you are, like, her theory is like you're going to get a lot more conversions because of that, because they've watched longer, they didn't stay the whole time, but then she retargets that percentage. What do you think about that?
I think it's great with one very important caveat. You want to guess what the caveat is?
No.
No, I don't. Okay. Does anybody want to guess what the caveat is?
It's like a recognizable person or not?
It's a good guess. It's in the ballpark of it. So what is the video? Because would I do that for any video I've ever created? No, I wouldn't. Right? What if it's like so sometimes we will post basically like a value video or like something that's more like entertainment based as I call this like ultra top of funnel. We run it as an awareness ad, and it's truly not for any type of awareness. We'll go spend $3, maybe $5 a day on these. Literally set the conversion event for awareness inside of Meta, so that we get in their good graces, and it actually drops your entire account CPMs when somebody has CPM issues. Not always. It does. It typically helps. Sometimes it solves it completely. Sometimes it just helps a little bit. Right. But would I then go retarget that video? It depends on what it is. Because if it's just like a fun video of me singing and dancing and doing something silly, there's no value to retarget that person. Like there's no correlation between the person who watched that video and the person who's now going to buy my product. But if it's maybe, depending on what they're selling, of course, let's say I sold a course, and I don't, but let's say I did, and the course is how to make ads. Great. Well, if I clipped this into a 3-minute video of me teaching how to run ads, there's going to be a massive correlation between the person who watches that and the person who wants to buy a course on how to learn from ads. So if they watch 25% of the video, retargeting that would make sense. But now let's take that same scenario and say it's a 3-minute video of me teaching somebody how to Dougie. Are they gonna buy a course on ads? I don't know. Probably not. There's just no correlation. Right? So that's the one caveat. But assuming that is true, right? Because I don't want to make assumptions, but if it is, this is a great strategy. So this gets my little red check mark of approval.
Yay.
That was a good check mark. Holy crap. I cooked. What other questions do you have?
No, I mean that's good. Yeah, I was also thinking, like, of course you're not going to be running something that has the potential to go viral, because I like the way that I look at a business account versus just a casual, just you want to be in an influencer account, is when you want to be an influencer, you do want to catch everyone's eye. You want to make sure that everyone stops, even if they're not really interested at the end goal. But then with like a business type of social media, you want to really not aim so much for virality. You want to aim for really speaking at your avatar, because then when you do run those retargeting ads, you're not just spending your money in, nonsense. I mean, at least that's how I see it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really curious, for the people watching this on YouTube, the whole time I was sharing my screen, could you see it? Could you guys here in the live call see it? Oh my God.
No, it was in the bottom right. I had to like click on it to see it. But hold on. That's a good.
Bro, I literally was like cooking in my little whiteboard and nobody could see it. I'm dead. Bro. Oh my God.
I don't know how to do that, dude. Riverside.
It's okay. I forgot. I was also getting distracted because I went over to the streaming link to grab it, and yeah, I see it's my face now. I feel. Thank you. Shout out to Timeless Tuning for letting us know. I grabbed the link because I was gonna send it to my mom. So like, Mom, I'm on TV, Mom. Hang on, let me text it to her
You can
really quick
s-
so she can come roast me.
you can see it like as a profile if you zoom in, but
Yeah, it's like not
I was
on.
watching.
I
I was
just have to
watching.
unpin. I have to unpin myself like this when I share my screen. That's what it was. So I'll figure that out. We're learning as we go. Okay. Who else has a question? Or do you have more, Bertha? Do you have follow-up questions on that?
nope, I'm good. I mean, I'll
Okay. I should
have more, but
probably
I don't have any right now.
just show YouTube what I drew really quick. I realized I literally just did the whole like I walked through the Meta Ad Manager and how we set up the the different type of custom audiences in here, and then I did a whole drawing and this guy I don't know if that's a GUN or if that's a middle finger, but yeah, man, I cooked. So
Don't forget the perfect check mark.
oh yeah, locked in right there. Like that was absolutely dialed in. Okay, who else has a question?
I've got one.
Hit me.
So going back to what you said about the offers, like talking about that old strategy of doing those guarantees, and like high risk reversals. I used to be doing that, and with that, like I ran into a lot of problems. First, like obviously a lot of stress on fulfillment to actually hit the guarantees, and then as well, I feel like when you push that offer out, it limits who you're targeting. So if you guarantee a certain number, like the larger businesses, um, you might say that number is small and obviously just not click or not opt in to the offer. So I've moved towards something similar to what you talked about, where you give something for free, basically, or a trial.
Uh huh.
Um, and I was kind of just wondering if you think that that is enough value for them to want to opt in to the offer.
Yeah. So is offers will help you at two different levels, right? Offers, if you're running a call funnel, will just get somebody to book the call, or offers can be used as a mechanism to close the call into a paying customer. So we always have to kind of figure out where we're optimizing our offer for. And so, honestly, I've seen people run funnels where like they're basically offering one thing to get in the call, and then once they're on the call, they're basically selling something else, and not in like a bait and switch kind of way, but like they're just framing it entirely different. Like for example, I mean, a lot of you I met through the Done With You program, we were offering like a free workshop, and then it was like, yeah, we'll also like give you a free strategy session, and then we jump in the call and it's like, yeah, you have all these issues and you have no idea what you're doing, like you want some mentorship, and then you all said yes, and thanks for that. But anyway, we don't do that anymore anyways, that's why I can joke about it. Ooh, my sister's roasting me in the YouTube comments. She says, how mean can I be? Girly, the limit doesn't exist. Fuck me up. My mom's probably watching this too. Hi, Mom. There's a 20-second delay, so it's like not as gratifying. I wish I could turn that off. Okay, so to answer your question, first tell me a little bit more about the. So is that an offer you're doing at an ad level where you're saying, hey, 7-day trial or something like that, or is this something where you're already booking calls and then on that you're basically like offering them and saying, hey, but why don't you try it for free? Like, where are we using that within the
So I'll explain about so what it is. So I'm offering building the business a free custom growth plan, showing them exactly what we would do to make an extra 5 to 6 um, figures of revenue over the next 3 months. So basically similar, we're just going in and showing them, doing a bit of like a discovery call, getting everything we need to know about the business before then going away, putting all those numbers together and showing them like how we would work the ads, what strategy we would use the ad spend. And basically similar to what you said you did with us, that kind of reveals like internally with them that they don't really know what to do. They wouldn't have any idea how to fulfill this to make the extra 5 to 6 figures in revenue. And then from there, at the end of showing them that plan, I kind of switch it into a pitch and show you and kind of turn on them like, okay, is this something that you'd want us to do for you?
Yeah. Okay. Where does the trial come in though?
So it's not really a trial. It's I was talking more about like that, giving them that free plan. So
Got it.
like offer it to them, saying like, even if we don't work together, you can have this free plan. Shows you exactly what to do
Got it.
to add the revenue onto your business.
So I think, does it work? Yeah. I think it's not like the strongest offer in the world because that offer for marketers is like as old as time. And I mean, we just ran it, built a multi-million-dollar business from it. Like obviously it works. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. But I would also argue we were probably, ironically, even though we were teaching ads, we were probably more of a sales organization than a marketing organization. Like our sales was better than our marketing because I know I built a sales team, so I wasn't as ever worried about our marketing. Whereas like I think when I'm teaching offers, I'm almost trying to teach it to somebody who I'm just like going to pretend sucks at sales, and they have to be good at marketing. So let's just pretend that's you for a second. I don't think that offer is the strongest. What I would actually offer to do is instead say, not only like not only we're going to give you the strategy, we'll implement it for 7 days or something to that effect. Like I would even take it to like the next level. Now,
Okay.
then you have to decide if that's something you actually want to do, though. The benefit to it is higher trust, obviously easier closing percentage, all that good stuff. But then there's there's something my co-founder says, and I'm gonna feel so uncomfortable saying this with my sister on the live stream, but I got to do it. So and also Bertha, you can probably close your ears too. To be fair, he says the the longer you hold your nut, the bigger the bust. That's his words, not mine. All right, but basically what he's saying is the longer you wait to make that offer, the more you can charge. Right, the more value you give before you ask for money, the more money you can ask for. So, if you are willing to work with some of those people free for 7 days and then start getting them leads and then say, great, do you want me to turn this off or do you still want it? Yeah, I still want it. Awesome. It's $5,000 a month. Right, but once they've tasted it, our brains psychologically are wired to not want to lose things. Like we are actually not motivated to go acquire. We're not motivated to go get. We're motivated to not lose what we already have. So you've given them something. They now have it. They now don't want to lose it. So food for thought. But if what you're doing is working, I wouldn't tear it down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. It is working better than the guarantees that I was doing. But like I can say that a lot when I talk to them. They obviously want to see, does that plan or does that strategy work? That's like the main objection that I'm getting at the end of every call.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have no problem. Even like I was thinking, just setting everything up for them, like setting up the campaign, fully showing them through that, showing them through like the whole system, and then maybe doing that like pitch before going live, so we can go live on the day of the pitch. But if you think that running that for like a week, getting the results would work better, then yeah, definitely.
No, I mean I think that would be one way to do it. I think another way you could do it too is so basically like set up. So there was a time, I wish I could pull it up. I don't know if I have any available, where like we were running this funnel where we created internally what we called a wow asset, where when they booked a call with us, we'd ask them very, very simple questions about them. So then when they showed up, we had done like a full Google business like audit on them. We had like mocked up some ads for them already. We'd just done all these like done full research, but also like had materials, right? We'd built a website for them automatically. Like we had just done all these random things for them to just show them value. That's kind of more their route. You can also go that route too, where it's like, hey, I already did these things. I'll even send them to you if you want, just to like give value. Another like really good arbitrage too is like, as you grow, you're going to have editors on your team, and you can pump out edits pretty easy, where it's like, hey, you can literally set up an ad, even like put together some like a good video creative for them, even just like remix some stuff they already have on their profile, for example. And then, yeah, like once you've done that for them for free, it's a lot easier. It's a lot harder for them to say no when you pitch them. So, yeah, like now you're not relying on all that extrinsic and external pressure that you're putting on them to buy. Now they're internally feeling it, like, damn, like this kid did all this stuff for me. Like, it kind of, like, it'd almost be wrong not to go with them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would think that too. Like, if they're sitting there on the call and they can see everything set up, ready to go, all they have to do is do that, like, initially, that's when you get it started today. It'd be pretty hard to say no to.
Yeah, 100%. Right on, man. Yeah, I mean, you're in a good spot, though. I do want to make sure I say, like, I wouldn't say, if it's working to an extent, I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't fret. Let's see. Oh man, I just unplugged my mic on accident and screwed everything up. No. How do I fix it?
Mic's still on.
I know, but it's my computer now, so it sounds like
audio interface, or
It
you're
does
plugged
not.
directly in.
I know it doesn't let me. It doesn't give it as an option now. That's ridiculous.
It was good for a while.
I know it was. It literally just unplugged. Um, can I leave and come back? Is that a thing?
Maybe sometimes we're in here when you're not here.
I know. I'm just nervous that it's annoying. It's letting me change my my speaker to this, but not my headphones. I'm gonna leave and see what happens.
Okay.
Leave.
There he goes. All right. This is the marketing show with your host, Trevor Rea. Dude. So crazy. I mean, I'm hoping Trevor becomes like the next Alex Hormozy, dude. I'm rooting for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Very inspiring.
Yeah.
Does a great job.
There he is.
I did. I fixed it. It's gonna be a nightmare to edit that video later, but that's all right. It's not my problem. Okay, who else has a question? Trevor gets to go to bed.
Wait, I just have one follow-up. It's real
Ask
short.
it.
Yeah, obviously with that, when I get like on the first call with people, I get on like a phone call before I even get to showing them their plan. It's not often, but sometimes they ask like, okay, what's your price? What do you charge for this? And my answer to that is, okay, I don't know exactly what we're doing for you. I don't know how much time. I don't know how much we're actually going to be putting in. I've got to figure this out to see what exact price we're going to charge for you. Once I have that plan fully set up, there's no excuse for me to not know how much work's going to get put in. So if they ask me the price at the end of showing them that plan, do you feel, what should I say? Or do you think that I should just go straight into showing them maybe the whole setup? How should I work that so I can still often like show them the price right at the end?
I'm going to give you a different answer than you're going to get like on Instagram from all these sales gurus. So if it's somebody coming in trying to like bulldog you and take the frame, the answer you gave there, that's when that's right, where it's like, hey man, like, trust me, I want to tell you the price because I kind of want you to buy something from me. But to tell you any price, I got to figure out what it is I'm even going to tell you. Like, what is it you need? What is, I just need more context. Are you okay with me figuring out what it is you need so I can get you a price? Right? If they're trying to bulldog you, then be like, no, like this is my call. I'm keeping the frame. If it's somebody, sometimes you get people that ask though, where like you can just tell they're more asking because they're trying to be like courteous, and it's like, hey, like I'm on a budget and like I just kind of want to know the price. And with them, I'll say, hey, I don't actually know like exactly what it's going to be because, and even if you have like full intentions of pitching one price, it's like you got to build value first. But I'll just typically say, hey, it's between, like if I'm selling a $3,000 most service, I'll say, hey, it's going to be somewhere between like 1K and 3K. Is that something that's doable for you? And the reason why I'm going to say 1K and 3K is because you can get them on different types of payment plans. But I'm also not going to like anchor them on some like, yeah, it's going to be between 1K and 50K, or I might say between 1 and 4. But like I'm going to say probably the lowest entry point I can get them, and I'm going to say a little bit over whatever the price is, and just ask them like, is that within your budget if we were to solve XYZ problem? As long as I know what their actual problem is. If I don't know what the problem is, then even if they're just being courteous, like I'm still going to do some discovery and figure that out. But I think people have now, it's like in 2026, people have been on sales calls. Like it was super innovative in 2015 when people hadn't done that yet. And we were doing all these like, NEQ, Socratic questioning. Like, yeah, people aren't stupid. They know what you're doing, like just, yeah, I don't know. So anyways, did that answer that question, or did I dance around it?
No, I think it does.
Nar. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel if I ask when I've got that strategy or plan set up, I might just go with giving them a price range and then giving them the lowest entry point for what I would do for a payment plan. So then from there, I can kind of qualify them out. Then if they can't even, if they say, oh, that's expensive for the lowest entry point, then I'm not going to go.
It's like, yeah, then
give them that
now,
plan. Just
to be fair, a lot of people will say it's expensive if there's no value framed against it, right? So if right now you said to me, Trevor, it's $3,000, I'm just it's expensive. Well, what is it? Are you giving me a Malibu beachfront house? That's really cheap, right? That's like the greatest deal of all time. So I mean, if they don't know what the value of it is, everything's going to feel expensive,
Yeah.
even if it's
Yeah.
not, right? So we need to pump that post value whenever possible. But I don't know. Sometimes you're going to call somebody where it's like, "Ooh, you smell like you're going to be broke." Like let's just have an honest conversation right now, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. I got a giggle out of Scott. That felt good.
That was good. That was good. No, I do have a question for you. So, and this is kind of, I am kind of dealing with this a little bit right now, but what would do you have a personal criteria or something where you um, decide that an offer maybe isn't exactly to shift and like to direct energy towards a different offer? Do you go all the way from one to another? Do you do multiples at the same time? Because I know the philosophy is like, pick one thing and just go for it, right?
Yeah.
I'm in an issue now where it's like I have had, and this, so I have the offer, like, when do you change offers? Or like I have like been presented now with another opportunity, another business opportunity entirely. And I know the shiny object syndrome and everything, but like this
Yeah.
legitimately feels a billion times more viable than anything I've even attempted before, which would mean like kind of putting like free frame studios on the side a little bit. Like this
Yeah.
is, I don't know if I've told you a little bit about this. It's like this custom sauna business that is just like overflowing with leads right now from one of my other clients. I'm kind of putting things on hold and helping him
Yeah.
doing sales calls, doing bids and stuff like that. It's like, but I kind of want to do both. But then I know the philosophy of you can't do both. You know what I mean? So the first question would be like, when do you change offers, and then how much credence do you pay to shiny object syndrome? And is there a criteria you have of
Yeah.
like being like, okay, I'm gonna go pursue this now?
Yeah, it's a really good question. First, I want to say hi to Wolfie in the chat. Wolfie's one of my former clients. Really, really cool person. Yeah. So what's my criteria for this? Um, I think a lot of that depends on like what stage of entrepreneurship you're in, and like maybe what your skill set is and capacity is. Um, what's gonna be the best answer for you on this? Because I can give some like generic, like, here's my frame for it, but let's just help you figure this actually out. Um, let's just look at numbers. Like, what are like the income opportunities between the two right now?
Yeah, well, right now, so free frame, my medium tier package is like $3,000 a month. And my top tier is like $6,000 a month. I have one medium tier, one top tier retainer client at those levels. So that's great. That's awesome. And I'd like to get a
Yeah.
few more of those. And I'm looking to build systems to kind of make those more optimized so I don't have to actually do the editing or the filming and all that stuff. So part of
Yeah.
me is like, I can scale that to the point where I'm not really doing much of the work at all. Okay, so there's
Yeah.
that. Now the sauna lead business. So there's a buddy of mine. I do like his social media management. He's a carpenter, and basically a guy approached him about this guy's in Europe, and he builds websites that are like lead generator websites, right? And he built NashvilleCustomSaunas.com and reached out to my buddy, the carpenter, just randomly, and said, "Hey, can you fulfill these? Can you actually build these?" And he's like, "Yeah." So now he's got the exclusive rights to the leads that come in through NashvilleCustomSaunas.com. And I didn't realize at first, like he was telling me, he's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting in the sauna business." I'm like, "Cool, dude, right on." I didn't realize this was already on. Like the faucet was
Yeah.
turned on. And like we're literally getting like 2 or 3 custom sauna leads a day, like average in Nashville. Average price like 20 to 30 grand.
What are
15 to 30
the
grand a piece.
what are the leads coming in from? Like, is it like SEO? Is
From
it?
they're literally just coming in from the website or
Yeah.
phone calls from the website, all coming through GHL.
Yeah. Okay. So it's probably some type of SEO is my guess.
Yep, it's when you type in saunas, custom saunas, Nashville,
Yeah.
and like anything, it's the top one. So we are
Okay.
just getting, and we've closed a few already.
Yeah.
It's like it's to the point now where it's like we need to start putting together crews to start building these things. And so like to me, this is like $1 million opportunity, but I feel
Yeah.
guilty like putting free frame on the back burner or like just not do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like it seems like the sauna thing is like the biggest hottest thing in the world right now. It's like I can't even
Yeah.
believe that this fell into our lap, kind of the way it did. So I don't know.
I think I mean, as somebody who literally just closed down a multi-million-dollar business,
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta like it's not always opportunity hopping. It's what's best for the next season of my growth too. Like
Sure.
maybe that's the next challenge for you. Maybe free frame was the thing that subsidized you learning a lot of great marketing skills, and now you get to go deploy that in a really good vehicle. That's just one way to look at it.
Yep.
And I know that's how I feel right now, where it was like, yeah, like got to I was already decent at marketing, and then I got to get really good at it, and now I think I'm going to take on some like very high level problems with that, and maybe I'll fail. I don't know, but I'm young enough. I'd rather just take some of those risks. But to each their own on that, I guess. You'd be a partner in this, or you'd just be doing sales, or like what would that look
Nope.
like?
Nope. We're basically partners on it. You know what I mean? And so,
What does basically mean? It's a loaded word.
yeah, basically, yeah, like 50-50 partners. As far as I'm
Okay,
concerned, we're talking about finding other talent. There may be like percentages that we might cut people
sure.
on, like at equity level. But as far as it stands right now, because and he's in the same boat because he runs his carpentry business. He's like one of the best finished carpenters in the area and does all the luxury, high end, new construction type stuff. And it's like, so
Yeah,
he's thinking about putting that whole thing on ice right now too.
yeah,
But I'm also like, it was so funny because the first thing you said in that last course I sat in, about how to build a business that runs without you, you're like, never turn off the lead machine. Like if you got leads coming in, just figure out how to fulfill. Don't turn that valve
yeah,
off. So I'm like, so then part of me is like, I don't want to shut down Free Frame. I don't want him to shut down his carpentry business. I want us to be able to just use our leverage to that's because
well,
that's our
there's
job to build leverage to get on top of each one of those things. I guess I don't know.
but that's but what that statement is like don't turn off the lead flow, but maybe you do something different with the lead flow. There's a lot of options there, right? So maybe
Yeah,
somebody comes to you and they say, hey, I need marketing help. Great, you can be a referral partner to somebody.
sure.
You can you can have somebody working under you that does can fulfill a lot of it. Like there's options of what you could do there without just
Yeah,
killing it all together. Like we do that now. I obviously, I mean, it's not like I'm that far removed from it. I get a lot of people who are saying, hey, can you run our ads? So right now I'm not really taking on any clients, but I can refer you to somebody. You
totally.
know,
Yeah, that's
so
good.
that's definitely an option. And honestly too, like just if I'm in your shoes, what I'd probably do is I'll tell you personally, I'd probably take on the sauna project. But then if somebody comes to me and wants to do one of my higher packages, I'd just be like, yeah, I'll do it too. Like why not?
Totally.
You know,
Yep.
if somebody wants to
100%.
pay me 6, 8, 10K to do that, great.
Yep.
Like even when, I mean, there was a point where we had a business that was doing like well in the six figures a month, and on the side I was like doing consulting work.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like a glutton for punishment sometimes. But
Sure.
it gets to a point where it's hard to, somebody hits you with a 4-figure hourly rate, and you're like, sure, why
Yep.
not?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So
So that's kind of where we're at. And it's like, and then and all of these just popped up out of like basically working with clients through Free Frame presented all these other problems that each one of them had. Like the carpenter, he couldn't even pick up the phone to pick up the leads. I'm like, dude, put me in, let me do it. And then like the other construction company, he's like, I don't know how to bid these jobs. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll fix it for you. We fixed it.
yeah,
Just like, and it's like, so now each one of those is like now a new business opportunity that's like huge, born
yeah.
out of each one of these problems that I've solved for clients I've gotten through Free Frame, which is kind of ironic.
Well, maybe there's a world where some of this gets consolidated a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. I
I don't know.
think just knowing what I know of you, where it's like
Yeah.
you're still in like the earlier days of your entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah.
I think right now it's the thing you should continue doing because you've done a really good job of this is just keep taking relentless action. And like even if some of your
100%.
actions aren't the perfect action, who gives a shit? Like just
That's it.
keep putting a foot in front of the other, keep showing up excited every day.
Yep.
You're gonna swing and miss a bunch, but you're inevitably gonna hit a lot too. And the only way you can't hit at this point is if you just don't take any swings.
Yep.
Like there's guys that'll sit there and watch every single pitch. And yeah, like when you've already hit a bunch of home runs, you get the opportunity to sit back and wait for the fattest pitch. Right now, man, you should just go hit every double you possibly can and stack up some
Perfect.
base runners.
There you go.
So,
That's the answer.
yeah, sports analogy
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
locked in.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. Any other
It's a good
questions?
problem to have. It's a good problem to have, dude.
It is a good
You know,
problem to
like
have. It's a great
too
problem to
much
have.
leads, too much opportunities. Like what the hell?
Yeah, we've been streaming for 69 minutes, and I think it might be time for me to take a nap. I did this late. What do you guys think of these later ones? I don't know. I don't even know if I was a fan of it, to be honest. But
Yeah, it's kind of late for me, but
it's a
yeah.
school night for Clark. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't have school, so.
Clark, you got any questions? Actually,
Um,
some of yours you can probably save for our one-on-ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
So.
cool. Yeah, so Clark we just started a new series, 2x in 90 days, where I have to. I'm doing it with 7 people at once, which is probably stupid, but I've got to double their business in 90 days, or for each one of them that I don't, I have to donate $10,000 to charity. Clark's a little bit different because he's starting a new business, so we're going to go 0 to 10K for him. So yeah, you tune in on YouTube. You can watch all those one-on-one sessions. Everybody, there's 12 weeks, so it's each week I meet with them once. We stream the whole thing to YouTube, and then I'll probably package it and put together an actual series at some point. But yeah, I either make these guys rich or my wife is mad at me.
Oh, I'm sharing this show. I've already told some people about it, so yeah.
Hell yeah, I
Share,
gotta find a way to
share. You gotta get in
Yeah.
there and do it now. Like,
Yeah,
share,
yeah.
subscribe.
smash the like
the
button. Hit the yeah. Make sure to subscribe for more.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, but it's a
You have to
gentleman's
do
agreement.
like you have to do those like little commercials that they do. It's like it's time for a break, and then you like say you're like if you haven't followed 90% of the people that you don't.
We will probably do that when we actually edit. So right now what we're doing is I'm recording them to edit them, but while we're doing it, I'm just live streaming everything. Yeah.
Good strategy.
Excited. Yeah.
Wait, what happened, Berth? Oh, I think Bertha's muted. She was over there like doing one of these. She was saying something, I think.
I muted myself. I'm done
Oh, okay.
talking.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, this is how tired I am. I'm literally watching you guys on the YouTube live stream, and I'm like, oh, it's like, why are they not like
You need to
really?
go to sleep.
Yeah, there's like a 30-second delay on that, so I'm like watching.
You need your energy to help make us all more money.
I know, that's true. Yeah, I've had meetings since like 8 a.m. this morning. I stacked them all today, so I'm ready to be done. But okay,
Trevor.
I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably do, I don't know. I'll put the schedule out there. I'll probably do another one either end of this week or early next week. But those 2X calls are kind of taking a lot of time, but I'll keep streaming them. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all those things.
Yeah. Subscribe. Yeah.
Thanks, Trevor. Peace out, guys.
Okay.
Good job.
Peace.
Bye.